Hello, I'm Takeshi Hakamada, Representative Director and the CEO. Welcome and thank you for your time to attend ispace financial briefing for the third quarter of the fiscal year ending March 2024. At the beginning of this presentation, I will once again give our business overview as this is first year of our listing, followed by explanation of the Q3 business highlights. Then CFO Nozaki will present Q3 financial highlights and KPI progress. After the presentation, we like to have a Q&A session. Many of you might already know about our company and then business. However, since we have just listed on the growth market of the Tokyo Stock Exchange this fiscal year, let me again provide a brief overview of our business for attendees who are not familiar with ispace. Our vision is to expand our living sphere into outer space and then create a world where the Earth and the Moon become one ecosystem. We have a concept called Moon Valley 2040 to realize this vision. We envision that after 2040, about 1,000 people live and work on the moon and then create the economy. And 1,000 people travel between the Earth and the Moon every year. We are aiming to contribute to the realization of this world. Why the moon in the first place? How is it possible to create an economy on the moon? It is because there is a water on the moon. The liquid hydrogen and the liquid oxygen produced by separating lunar water can be used for the propellant for the rocket and the spacecraft. Once we can deploy gas stations in space for refueling, we can significantly reduce the cost of space transportation. This is because the moon has only about 1/6 gravity of the Earth, and we can transport into space with far less energy than the Earth. As a result, we can improve the economic rationale compared to what it is today. If we can reduce the transportation cost in space, we can access Mars, asteroid, and other areas known as a deep space. This would expand the possibility of the humanity, increasing our activity beyond the Earth and the benefit, for example, acquisition of space resources, for example. At the same time, more importantly, it is also help ensure the sustainability of the Earth itself. We are becoming increasingly dependent on space infrastructure, including GPS communications that support modern life on the Earth now and in the future. In order to maintain the space infrastructure in the economically reasonable manner, space resource utilization is key. We are going to outer space and the moon since we want to continue living on the Earth. ispace want to become pioneer in building a new society that extends into space. ispace is developing lunar lander and then providing services to transport customers' cargo called a payload to the moon. This is a general mission overview. First, the lander will be launched from the Earth into space using a commercially available launch service such as SpaceX. Then the lander is deployed from the rocket and uses its own engines to navigate through space and deliver customers' payload to the lunar orbit or to the lunar surface. After landing on the moon, the lander and the lunar rover will acquire lunar surface data and send it back to the Earth. We have three major services to customers utilizing the infrastructure to transport payload to the moon. First, a payload service to transport customers' cargo payload to the moon. This service charges for customers' payload at the standard unit price of $1.5 million per kilogram. The second one is the data service. Customers can buy the data that ispace obtained from our internal payloads. In the future, we plan to conduct high-frequency missions, 2 to 3 missions per year, to acquire a variety of data sets, and we plan to provide customers with access to our database. The third one is our partnership service. This is our longest running business, which have been working on since they participated in the Guna X Prize. We place our sponsors logo on the ispace landers and the rovers and then receive sponsorship fees in exchange for marketing support and technical and business development collaboration with our sponsors. We have already recorded revenue of the partnership and the payroll services, and we further plan to accelerate the payroll service revenue going forward. We also plan to expand the data service in the future. As we have announced on December 11, 2022, ispace became the first commercial lunar transportation provider in the world that successfully launched a lunar lander. And on April 26, 2023, we attempt to land on the moon. We are proud to be in the leading position, driving the industry globally. About 4 months after launch on December 11, 2022, our lander reached the lunar orbit, followed by approximately 1 month of the lunar orbiting, and then attempted land on the moon on April 26, 2023, Japan Standard Time. The slide shows we defined our mission broken down into total of 10 success milestones, among which we achieved up until success 8, the completion of the orbit control maneuver in lunar orbit. ispace defined our first mission as a technical verification. Although we are not able to land on the moon, we are able to verify that structure of the lander, propulsion system, electronic system, and the other hardware has been verified without any programs in the process of achieving success 8. We believe that we have achieved great success. Although we are not able to successfully complete success 9, the landing on the moon, we are able to first private company to keep the lander in the vertical position and reach the final landing phase. The reason for the failure was not the hardware issue, but the issue in the altitude recognition of our lander software, which has already been remedied in mission 2. This is an example how the experience gained through mission 1 can be promptly utilized to mission 2 and then other future missions, which result in speeding up the cycle of technology maturity. Next, we will move on Q3 business highlights. Here is a summary of business highlights during Q3. First of all, in the business environment surrounding ispace, JAXA's smart lander for investigating the moon, SLIM, successfully demonstrated pinpoint landing on the lunar surface in January this year. In addition, 2 US private companies have conducted or is planning to conduct a series of lunar landing missions. The trend toward the establishment of lunar industry is now accelerating. ispace is also steadily preparing for high-frequency missions to drive the lunar industry. I'd like to explain the progress of our 3 missions, namely Mission 2, 3, and 6, which are currently under development. In addition, we have signed 2 new MOUs with private companies and are accelerating sign contracts with new clients. As many of you may already know from various news reports, on January 20th, JAXA's SLIM successfully demonstrated pinpoint landing only about 55 meters away from the target point. The success of the world's first pinpoint landing has given the nation of Japan and the Japanese people as a sense of excitement and confidence. The realization of this technology will greatly leap forward the possibility of the future lunar missions and then contribute to the expansion of the lunar market in the future. Also, 2 US private companies have conducted or is planning to conduct a series of lunar landing missions. In January, Astrobotic announced that it had successfully launched their lunar lander Peregrine, but it failed to land on the moon due to propellant leak. Intuitive Machines has announced that it's planned to launch their Nova C lander on the 14th of this month, US time is tomorrow. Although they are so-called competitors to us, but we believe this is an important trend that together we will encourage the private companies to build the lunar industry. With a growing interest in the lunar industry, we have been developing landers in parallel at both our Japan and the US entities. As shown in the upper row, Resilience Lander for use in Mission 2 and then tentatively named Series 3 Lander for planned use in Mission 6, which utilizes SBIR program, is under development in Japan. On the other hand, US entity is working on the development of the Apex 1.0 lander for use in Mission 3. I will now report on the progress with each of these missions. First, let me go through Mission 2. At the media conference held last November, we announced that Mission 2 launch scheduled for no earlier than winter 2024 between October and December of this year. Mission 2 aims to provide not only lunar transportation services, but also lunar exploration and lunar data services by self-developed rover in EU entity. We have already signed payload service agreement with 4 private companies and 1 university, both domestic and international, with a total contract value of approximately 16 million US dollars. As for the lander to be used for Mission 2, previously called Series 1 lander, we renamed it to Resilience Lander. The name reflects the spirit of our motto, never quit the lunar quest. The name echoes our unwavering commitment to reboot and then revive the lunar landing after Mission 1. Furthermore, Epiroc, headquartered in Sweden, has newly joined the Hack2R program as a corporate partner, and then Kurita Water Industries, headquartered in Japan, has joined as a supporting company during the 3rd quarter. With these new supporters, Hack2R program now has 9 corporate partners, 3 media partners, and 8 supporting companies. With the support of many companies and universities, we are aiming for the launch and the mission operation in winter this year. Mission 2 will also carry a micro rover developed by our EU entity. The micro rover has a structure frame made of CFRP carbon fiber reinforced plastics, which is lightweight but durable enough to withstand rocket launch and other vibration during transit to the lunar surface. The wheels are designed to be able to traverse lunar regolith in a stable manner after landing on the lunar surface. In addition, as shown in the red circle on the right image, a shovel developed by Epiroc, a corporate partner participating in the Hack2R program, will be mounted on the micro rover to collect lunar regolith. The ownership of the collected regolith will be transferred to NASA under the Lunar Regolith Transfer Program. An HD camera will also be mounted on the micro rover to photograph collected regolith and other materials by shovel. This is an actual image of AIT, assembly integration testing, of the lunar lander being conducted at JAXA's facility in Tsukuba, Japan. Resilience lander to be used in Mission 2 is the same model as Mission 1, but we will use the experience and knowledge gained from previous challenge to improve the software, expand the landing simulation range, and then conduct additional field tests of the landing system sensors to further improve the mission success. We have also prepared a video of AIT to give you a more concrete image of how it is done. The assembly of the resilience lander is progressing smoothly and is scheduled to be completed by spring this year. Next, our US entity is developing the Apex 1.0 lander, which will be used for Mission 3 and completed its interim design review IDR last December. As shown in the KPI slide in the later part of our presentation material, the IDR is a review conducted between preliminary design review and then critical design review, which are our important development milestones. IDR is conducted to improve the maturity of the lander design for upcoming CDR. NASA, the client of our Mission 3, and the Draper, the prime contractor with NASA, were also present at the IDR, and we have received very positive feedback from both of them. As for Mission 6, we had announced in Q2 briefing that our plan was selected as a project eligible for grant under the SBIR program. Then in December last year, we officially received notification of the 12 billion Japanese yen grant, which was the largest amount in the budget. With this official decision, the development of the C3 lander has begun in Japan entity, with the aim of launching in 2027 as a Mission 6. That concludes our explanation of the progress of each ongoing mission. Recently, we signed new MOUs with private companies in the US and Thailand, with the aim of accelerating the establishment of cislunar economy and expansion of global customers. As for MOU with Orbit Fab, our US company providing on-orbit refueling services to collaborate on in-space propellant harvesting and delivery for future missions to the moon. Through the MOU, we will aim to leverage each company's unique and complementary capabilities to develop effective propellants and fuels from resources in space, such as water ice and lunar regolith or minerals found on the surface of the moon. Furthermore, we ultimately plan for Orbit Fab to refuel ispace lunar landers as they travel through space to extend lunar and cislunar missions. ispace also signed 2 MOUs with MuSpace, a satellite manufacturer and a satellite communication service provider in Thailand. The first MOU aims to enter into payload service agreement to transport their payload, including small satellite payload and the lunar lander payload with the mass of up to 100 kilograms for future missions. And the other MOU is for the purpose of the strategic cooperation. ispace will provide payload services to lunar orbit, and the MuSpace will provide satellite components to the companies that wish to transport satellite to the lunar orbit. With MuSpace, we will aim to further develop customers in Southeast Asian regions. In addition to the MOU with 2 international private companies, we are also accelerating conclude payload service agreements. We will promptly announce sales progress once we resolve to enter into these agreements. In order to carry out 3 missions simultaneously, it is essential to obtain budget for development of multiple missions and to maintain solid financial foundation. We will ensure our sustainable business operations through various ways of fundraising, including equity, loans, advance of cash payment from ongoing mission customers, and then grants such as SBIR program. During the Q3, we entered into new loan agreement with financial institution in total of 2.5 billion Japanese yen, including 2 billion Japanese yen from Sumitomo Mitsui Trust Bank and half billion Japanese yen from Asahi Shinkin Bank. This brings the total amount raised in the current fiscal year to approximately 14 billion Japanese yen, including IPO in April last year and the new borrowings. These are the Q3 business highlights. Now I will turn the presentation over to CFO Nozaki for Q3 financial highlights.
Hello, I'm Junpei Nozaki, Director and CFO of ispace. I will now explain Q3 financial highlights, but before that, I'd like to explain the revision of financial forecast for the current fiscal year, which we announced today. We have revised our full year net sales forecast for the current fiscal year from approximately 3.05 billion yen to approximately 2.37 billion yen, a decrease of approximately 680 million yen. The revision is mainly due to the fact that net sales expected to be recorded in the current fiscal year through payload service agreements of Mission 3 and Mission 2 will be carried over to the next fiscal year and beyond. It is important to note that there is no negative change in the total contract amount of those missions, and the change was due to the cost recovery method, the accounting rules that we have been adopting. This is for the same reason as when we revised our full year financial forecast last September. Now, out of approximately 680 million yen decrease in net sales, approximately 585 million yen decrease is due to the delay in cost accrual in Mission 3 development, which accounts for a large portion of the revision. The delivery of solar array and other components to be used in Apex 1.0 lander at Mission 3 have delayed for several months, which resulted in the delay in the cost accrual and net sales based on the cost recovery method. The amount of cost and net sales that are not recorded during the current fiscal year is carried over to the next fiscal year and beyond. The impact of the delay on the development schedule of Mission 3 itself is expected to be minor. In addition, a cost decrease of approximately 101 million is expected in the development of Mission 2. This is due to the fact that the development efficiency of Mission 2 has been improved more than expected compared to that of Mission 1, resulting in a decrease in the project time of Mission 2 engineers compared to the original estimate. By following cost recovery method, the cost to be recorded in this fiscal year decreased, but the same amount of cost on this net sales will be recorded to the next fiscal year and beyond. Both Mission 3 and Mission 2 sales decrease will be carried over to the next fiscal year, and please note that there will be no negative changes in the business, such as a decrease in the total contract amount itself. The impact of Mission 2, for example, has rather the positive aspect of improving development efficiency. This chart shows the quarterly sales figures. The red chart in the middle shows actual quarterly sales, while the gray chart shows the amount expected to be recorded in Q4 of this fiscal year on a quarterly basis. The darker gray chart refers to the October to December results of US and EU entities that have already been completed and will be included in our Q4 consolidated accounting, along with a 3-month lag, by which approximately 70% of Q4 net sales can be explained. Therefore, we assume that the revised forecast of approximately 2.37 billion yen in net sales for this fiscal year contains a reasonably certain degree of accuracy. We expect plus 140% year-on-year growth in net sales compared to the previous fiscal year. This forecast revision is largely due to the fact that we recognize sales in accordance with the cost recovery method that we use. And I'd like to explain again what this cost recovery method is. As shown on the left, under the cost recovery method, gross profit continues to be zero for the period prior to mission completion, because the same amount of sales as cost booked each month out of the total contract amount of the mission. Then the rest of sales not yet recognized have been recorded as one-time sales as the mission complete, and the gross profit on the mission is also recognized. Therefore, as shown on the right, when the timing of post-accrual is delayed and recorded across the fiscal year, the cost and net sales that can be recorded during the current fiscal year will decrease, and the recording will be carried over to the next fiscal year and beyond. Again, please note that although there is a decrease in net sales during the fiscal year, but not necessarily reflects the progress of sales, and in fact, there is no change in total sales and profit from the mission. Once again, here's a summary of revised full-year forecast. The revised forecast for net sales of 2.37 billion yen, operating loss of 5.9 billion yen, ordinary loss of 7.14 billion yen, and net loss of 3.34 billion yen, representing a decrease in sales and increase in profit compared with the previous forecast. Again, we like to emphasize that the progress of each mission is progressing smoothly and without any problems, and that there is no change in the total contract values of missions. The timing of recording sales will be carried over to the next fiscal year and beyond due to the accounting standard, which has no particular impact on our fundamental business progress. Next, let me move on to the explanation of the Q3 actual results, and first is the P&L. As explained earlier, although there were some fluctuations compared to the plan, as shown in the graph sales transition in the lower part of the material, the cumulative sales from Q1 to Q3 totaled approximately 1.82 billion yen as a result of steady progress in Mission 3 sales in Q3, following Q2 of the fiscal year. Cumulative operating loss is approximately the operating loss is approximately 3.74 billion yen, and net loss is 836 million yen. Next, balance sheet. On the asset side, as reported in the business highlight, cash and deposit increased by approximately 6.29 billion yen from the previous fiscal year end to approximately 13.45 billion yen. due to additional borrowings in the last year. Please note, the new additional borrowings of 2.5 billion yen explained earlier have not been recorded in Q3, but will be recorded in the next quarter, Q4. On the fixed asset side, due to the recording of payments for satellite parts for Mission 3, which are mainly long lead items, tangible fixed asset increased 1.98 billion yen from the previous fiscal year end, and long-term advance increased approximately 1.31 billion yen from the previous fiscal year end, resulted in fixed asset to increase by approximately 4.82 billion yen at the end of this quarter. Advance payment and advance receipt increased due to steady business progress, mainly due to the payment from Draper related to NASA CLPS task order CP12. Next, I'd like to talk about which we have been explaining on ongoing basis. Quarterly disclosure has a certain meaning in understanding the current situation of our company. However, due to the nature of space development industry, we like to provide all investors with a more detailed explanation of our progress toward mid to long-term goals and to capture your interest. As for Mission 2, the assembly of the lander is progressing smoothly, as reported earlier, in preparation for the imminent launch this winter. As for Mission 3, as reported earlier, IDR, Interim Design Review, which is located between PDR and CDR, has been conducted, and the development of the lander is progressing smoothly for the CDR scheduled for next fiscal year. On the sales side, we have added a new customer to the interim PSA, increasing the amount to approximately $35 million compared to the previous quarter, and we will continue to finalize those interim PSA. Mission 6 is scheduled to be launched in 2027, and with the SBIR grant decision, full-fledged development of the 3 lander, which is tentative name, will begin toward the PDR. We have disclosed the PDR in 2024 this year, and the CDR in 2026 as the currently anticipated development milestones for Mission 6. Finally, this is also a quarterly ongoing disclosure, which is an illustrative model that shows how our cells are created from the bottom-up approach in the first place, in the form of kind of factorization. Please understand that the future mission schedule and weight descriptions are based on our simulation at this time. The point to note here is the resilience lander to be used in Mission 2 has a maximum payload weight, which is a weight that can carry a customer's cargo of 30 kilograms. Whereas the Apex 1.0 lander to be used in Mission 3 has a maximum payload weight of 300 kilograms, allowing it to carry more customer cargo. This is the immediate reason why we will be able to realize a significant increase in sales of a plus 140% year-on-year basis growth this year, fiscal year. The 2 red boxes are the figures specifically related to sales. For Mission 2, 11 kilograms of payload weight was sold, with sales of approximately $16 million basis on total contract value. For Mission 3, the total contract value at this time is approximately $56 million, including the 95 kilograms order from the NASA CLPS program and an order from a US private company. For the remaining capacity of less than 50 kilograms, we are accelerating efforts to conclude payload service contract with some of our customers. We aim to report on those contracts separately in a timely manner as soon as the contracts are finalized. The gray bar in the chart on the right shows the total contract amount. If you look at the horizontal axis, you will see the total contract amount per mission is divided over multiple fiscal years and posted as sales. Then if you look at this on the vertical axis for each fiscal year, you will see the sales from multiple missions are accumulated and recorded. This is a basic structure of our sales model, and I hope you see that ispace's future growth is to continue increasing sales at an accelerated pace by adding subsequent missions to Mission 2, Mission 3, and Mission 6 that utilizes SBIR program. And lastly, I give the floor to our CEO to close.
Finally, these photos are taken at the Mission 2 debriefing for the media last November. At the debriefing, a representative of our EU entity also participated in person in the debriefing and presented Resilience Lander on the right-hand side, and then micro rover and developed by our EU entity in the center. At the debriefing, we announced specific launch timing of no earlier than this winter, and then demonstrated a micro rover for the purpose of the demonstration. In the spirit of never quit the lunar quest, we will continue our effort as we approach our second challenge. We look forward to your continued warm support. Thank you very much today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your time to attend our Q3 financial results briefing. I will now close the screen. Thank you.